Imagine getting a phone call at exactly 12:07 a.m. Your oldest son has worked for the FBI for nearly 15 years. He has never sounded afraid before. But tonight, his voice is shaking. He doesn't say hello. He doesn't ask how you're doing. Instead, he whispers, "Mom, turn off every light. Every phone, every device. Go to the attic. Lock the door. And whatever happens, don't tell your son-in-law you're hiding." My heart stopped. I wanted answers. Instead, he screamed. What I witnessed through a tiny crack in that attic floor changed my family forever. Stay until the end, because the truth is more terrifying than anyone could imagine. I still remember every second of that night. Rain hammered against the windows while thunder shook the house. I lived alone after my husband's passing, except for occasional visits from my daughter Emily and her husband Ryan. Ryan always appeared polite, helpful, respectful, but something about his smile never reached his eyes. I ignored the feeling, until my son Michael called. Michael rarely contacted me during work hours, especially not after midnight. The moment I answered, I knew something was wrong. His breathing was fast, his voice barely above a whisper. "Mom, listen carefully. Don't interrupt." He told me to unplug everything, close every curtain, leave my cell phone downstairs, hide inside the attic, lock the door, and under no circumstances tell Ryan. I wanted an explanation. Instead, Michael shouted, "They're almost there." The line went dead. For several seconds, I couldn't move. Then, someone knocked on the front door. 3 slow knocks. I switched off every light exactly as Michael instructed. My hands trembled while climbing the attic ladder. I locked the hatch behind me. The attic was silent. Dust floated through the darkness. My breathing echoed in the tiny space. Then, the front door opened. I never heard anyone force it. Someone had a key. Footsteps. 2 people. One voice belonged to Ryan. The second voice, I had never heard before. Ryan laughed quietly. "She's here somewhere." The stranger replied, "We only need the documents." Documents? What documents? Then I remembered. My late husband had hidden several old military files years ago. He told me, "If anything happens to me, never let strangers have these." I had forgotten all about them. Until now. Ryan began searching every room. Closets slammed. Drawers opened. Furniture scraped across the floor. I stayed completely still. Minutes felt like hours. Then, I heard Ryan say something that froze my blood. "If she's hiding, we'll make her come out." A loud crash echoed downstairs. Glass shattered. Smoke filled the house. They had started a fire. Panic overwhelmed me. I almost opened the attic door. Then my phone vibrated. I had forgotten my emergency backup phone inside my jacket pocket. One message. From Michael. "Stay hidden. FBI is 2 minutes away." I prayed those 2 minutes would arrive before the smoke did. Ryan continued searching. His footsteps came closer, until he stood directly beneath the attic. Silence. I covered my mouth. He whispered, "I know you're up there." Every muscle in my body froze. Then, police sirens exploded outside. Ryan cursed. Doors slammed. Running footsteps echoed across the yard. Then, complete silence. Moments later, "FBI, don't move." Several loud commands followed. More shouting. Handcuffs clicked. Then someone climbed into the attic. It was Michael. His FBI jacket was covered in rain. He hugged me tighter than ever before. Neither of us spoke. We simply cried. Hours later, he finally explained everything. Ryan wasn't the man he pretended to be. For nearly 3 years, he had secretly worked with an international fraud network targeting elderly military families. They believed my late husband had left behind classified financial records worth millions. Ryan married Emily only to get close to our family. Every birthday, every holiday, every smile had been part of a plan. Emily collapsed after learning the truth. She couldn't believe the man she loved had been lying since the day they met. Months later, Ryan accepted a plea deal and disappeared into federal custody. Emily slowly rebuilt her life. Michael continued serving his country. As for me, I never looked at trust the same way again. Sometimes, the greatest danger isn't the stranger outside your door. It's the person already sitting at your dinner table. And every time my phone rings after midnight, my heart still skips a beat. If this story gave you chills, remember one thing. Danger doesn't always wear a mask. Sometimes betrayal hides behind a familiar smile. Trust your instincts, protect the people you love, and never ignore that quiet voice telling you something isn't right.